Hey y'all, Rhonda here. I'm doing the happy dance, happy dance. I have something really cool to show you guys. I'm so excited. I know it involves a box, okay? Just okay. All right, well, this is something that you can only, it's brand new. It's only something that you can get at a brick and mortar store. You can't buy it on the brand. You can't buy it on their website. You can't buy it at all those, book.com places. You can't buy it anywhere but a mom and pop brick and mortar store. And I'm so excited to have one. We have the Platinum Scout. It is Spellbinders' new small die cutting machine. So this is pretty much just like their Platinum 6, but they've made it smaller. Oh my gosh, it's so cool. So they actually made 4 different ones. Okay, one for that's the what is it, white or cream and gold. You know, their typical, their Spellbinders machine. And I thought about getting that because I like the matchy thing. And then they made one for scrapbook.com, and I believe it's pink. And there's no flowers or anything on it. And then they made one, I forget the other one. I may be wrong. Maybe that's 3. I don't know. Anyway, so they made this one for the mom and pop stores. So I'm so excited. And you're saying, really, do we need another die cutting machine? And I'm like, no, do we? I mean, okay. Let's open it up and see what the what. I'm so excited. These were supposed to be out a little earlier, but if my understanding is correct, they got a shipment in. They received a shipment and something was wrong with them. So they had to ixnay and get new ones made. I know. Well, things happen, you know. But anyway, they're here and let's dive in. Yay! Okay. So I haven't even seen it yet in person. Anyway. So this is an exclusive blue mist color. So that's what they're calling it. Die cutting and embossing machine. It says the platform is 3.5 by 9 inches. It's compact and lightweight. Fold down platform doors. Steel inner workings. And they do. Everything inside is metal, is steel. Okay, it's not plastic. It's not going to disintegrate over time. Are we ready, ready, ready? Ta-da! Okay, nope, not there yet. Okay, this is what it looks like. Can you see? All right, so we have some register and to receive $5 off. Thank you for purchasing a die cutting machine from Spellbinders. We cannot wait to see what you create with it. Register your machine and receive $5 off, a $5 off coupon towards your next purchase at spellbinderspaperarts.com. And then the back's blank. And then we have the die cutting operating instructions. The same configuration. If you have the Spellbinders Platinum 6, it's the same configuration with the plates, and you can actually run these plates through your other machine, your other Spellbinders machine. So we have little instructions here, all that stuff, little pictures. Okay, next. All right, then we have, what do we have? We have something heavy. So we have our sandwich maker. And then we have an exclusive die set and embossing folder. So we'll open that in a minute. And then we have a little screw washer and a little thingy and a little thingy. Okay, those are technical terms. Are we ready? And the crowd goes wild. Oh my gosh, look at that. Okay, let's pull this out. I mean, oh my gosh. Okay. Let's put this over here. And I do believe, I think, that they are coming out with a carrying case for this. And if you stop and think about it, most of your stuff, most of your dies, oh my gosh. So I don't know if you can see. Wait a minute. I know I'm all over the place right now. Can you see that sheen? It's like a little pearlescent. And it's not real heavy. And look at the beautiful flowers. And they're orange. Oh my God. Salmony orange. I love that. And who would have thunk with this beautiful blue and then to put those orange flowers on there? Oh my goodness. Look at that. All right. So the handle's attached. We'll have to see what, this may be extra just in case something happens, I'm assuming, maybe. Because your handle's attached, the little doohickeys are on there. It goes round and round. All right, so let's open this up. Okay. Okay, now I have to realize that it's not like the big one, because when these open up, I mean, they kind of lock into place. Okay. So these do not. And they close pretty tight. Okay. All right. And it says Spellbinders Platinum Scout. There's the bottom. Okay. And the big one is fairly heavy. This one's not near as heavy, of course, I know, because it's smaller, but I'm closing that gently because I don't want it to, you know, pop your ears. All right. Let's check this out. All right. So in this, what's your ears? Okay. So we have, what does that say? That says, I'm the worst at this, no, I don't know. I don't know what it says. Do you know what it says? I don't know what it says. I'll have to cut it out. Anyway, and then so here's flowers and leaves and little dots for the middle so you can layer it up. Very cute. And then we have our embossing folder. So I don't know if you can see the, oh, let me take this off. Wait a minute. Well, here, I'll just use this. Does that help? Can you see the design? No, not really. But anyway, it's very pretty. Cascading flowers. That's very pretty. Okay. And then we have our sandwich maker. So we have our A platform base, and it has pictures. We love to read pictures. Then we have platform B. It says top. Then we have, we'll save that. We have a shim. It says note, this is not a cutting surface. So there's F. We have E, embossing mat. Then we have D, an adapter plate. And then our cutting pads, which they have a blue tinge to them. They match the machine. I love that. All right, and I'm sure a lot of you know, but some of you may not, on any die cutting machine that you have, and you have your plates, your cutting plates, you will always have, or you should, I should say, you'll have a cutting plate and a do not cut plate. No, they are not labeled. These are identical. These are the exact same thing. That has some paper on it. Same plates. Same plates, okay? But you want to use one just for cutting and one for the top, okay? Reason being that if you cut on both plates and it gets all gnarled up, which it's supposed to, when you go to put your paper and your die, make your sandwich, and you run this through, if this top plate is all chewed up, there's a good chance that it's going to make an impression on your paper. And it may have little bits of different color paper, especially if you run specialty paper through this, you know, like mirror cardstock, anything like that. It's going to make an impression on it that you don't want. So keep one as a do not cut. I mean, keep one as a cut plate, and do not cut in the same spot every time. Okay, because you're going to use this part right here, and it's going to weaken this, and it's going to start bowing and all that. Yes, they're going to bow, but you want to cut the whole entire on the entire plate. And what's nice about this is if you have a lot of little pieces like I've been doing with the Spellbinders, like those flowers and all that stuff, load this sucker up. I mean, you can put dies on every square inch of this. load it up and run it through. You don't have to do one flower, run it through, another flower, or 2 or 3. Load that sucker up. And like I said, cut all over the plate. Then, as time goes on, you're going to rotate these. You're going to flip them, meaning this way, okay? And the same way with your top one. You're just not going to go this way. You're not going to interchange them. So when your cut plate gets all chewed up and it's done its duty, it's ready to go to scrapbook heaven, this top plate, make that your bottom plate, and then your replacement plates, pick one of those, use it for your top plate. You'll have one left over, so you'll always have one, just in case. You could drop it, you could crack it, whatever. So then after this one gets all chewed up, take your good plate, that's going to be your top one, and just keep rotating them like this. And remember, don't switch them like this. We're not playing cards. Rotate it like this. Okay? And like this. And cut the entire length of your cutting pad. Okay? So that'll save you a lot of headaches, and it will last a lot longer. Let's cut and emboss something. Okay, let me grab some paper. Okay, we have paper. All right, I just got a little piece of, little scrap piece here for the die. And then I had this, I cut it 3 inches. So let's look at the instructions. Oh, it says thank you. That's what it is right there. Okay. Let's see what kind of sandwich we need to make. Okay, here we go. Let's make a sandwich. All right. So it says for the cutting die. Let's see. Okay, how to build a cutting die sandwich. How to emboss a cut shape. How to build a standard embossing folder sandwich. How to build a 3D sandwich. Okay, and is this 3D or, yeah. So this is 3D because right here it tells me the little number there, the E3D 088, the D, the 3D, meaning it's a embossing E and then 3D and then the number. Okay, so for the 3D, so we need to use our platform base A, the embossing folder paper, and adapter plate D. All right, I wish y'all could smell this. I've talked about this before. No, I'm not having a seance or anything, but this is Bob Evans. Oh, you can't see it. Bob Evans lemon pound cake, and Lord have mercy. I mean, it smells just like lemon pound cake. You should never have flames in your craft space, and you should never have fluids. So let me get a drink of water and scoot my candle out of the way. All right, so we have our, let me move this out of the way. We have our A, your main adapter, and then it said D, which is this little doohickey right here. And we have our paper. Always, you really should, is spritz your paper when you emboss it, especially with 3D embossing folders. Just hold it out. You have a little mister bottle, and Spellbinders has a phenomenal spray bottle, which I don't have right here because I think it's in there with the bird or in my bathroom for my hair. I have 2 or 3, but I don't have one right here. I'm so excited I didn't find my stuff and I didn't prepare. I wanted to open this and share it with you because that's how I am, and it's late at night and I should be getting ready. Well, I need to really be sleeping, but AJ and I are going to a wedding tomorrow in Oklahoma. So we have a 4-hour drive, which it takes me about 3.5 hours or less. Don't tell anybody. And so we're going to go to my mom's house, say hi and everything, change, and then go on to Edmond, Oklahoma City, and then do the wedding thing, and then go back to Chandler, which is about an hour drive, and see my mama and spend the night, and then come back Sunday. It's not going to be a very long trip at all because, you know, Keith's not fully recovered by any means, and we don't want to leave him, you know, for any length of time. So, but he's fine. We just saw the doctor, and everything should be good. All right. So, pretend spritz your paper on either side, just a little. Don't soak it or anything, just a little tiny bit. All right. Then you open up your folder, which, if you didn't know, you could ink your folder. There's all kinds of neat techniques you can do with embossing folders. All right, so we're going to put that in there. That's so cool. Okay. And let's open up our little Scout. Open it up. All right. So we have our base A. We have our embossing folder with our paper, and we have D as in dog adapter. And we are going to hopefully run this through. Okay. And it's not, and when you do this, it's firm, but with any machine you have, you should never, ever, ever go, oh, honey, come help me turn this. If you have to do that, stop and take something away. It's too thick. You don't want to break your machine. You don't want to break you, any of that. So it's telling you, if you're having a hard time cranking it, stop, take something away, adjust it, okay? It's going to be firm, but it's not going to be like, I need a big, strong, handsome man. So we're going to run this through. And anytime you have, and that you can, whenever you have a straight edge, like, like a die with a straight edge, whenever you put it on here to cut, if you could just slant it, just slantways, that's technical, just ever so slightly. It's much easier going through the machine, because if it goes straight, those rollers hit that all at the same time, and it's like going on over a speed bump with your car. If you hit it just straight on, you get this ka-thunk, ka-thunk. And if you turn your wheels just a little bit and go over it, you get a bump, bump. Same way with this. When you slant it just a little bit, those rollers hit, and they're not hitting this whole thing at once. They're hitting this, and then it continues on to that. So then you kind of get a bump, bump. If you've ever run something through your machine and you get to the end and it pops and, hits your hand or whatever, that's the reason why. Sometimes you can't, like with this, there's no way I could do that. But if you're able to, always slant it just a little bit when you have a straight edge. Okay. All right. Pull that. This is just so handy. I'm thinking, all these girls that do the crops, the retreats, the traveling. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's open this up. Are we ready? Ready, ready, ready? Oh, isn't that pretty? You see the detail? Oh my goodness. I mean, that's just gorgeous. You can use either side. Sometimes the debossed is prettier than the embossed, and there's different techniques you can use as far as coloring the highlighted areas or the flat spots. Anyway, that's in another video. You can check that out. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Give me a thumbs up. Say hey, hey. All right, let's try out this little thank you die. Let's see what. Get out of there. All right, let's just do this one. All right, so we have our platform A. Let's see what it says. Let's follow the instructions. How to build a cutting die sandwich. So you need platform A, platform B, right here. It says a cutting plate. Then you need your paper, your die, and then your other cutting plate. All right. It's so pretty and clean, and I'm fixing to chew it up. All right. Put that on there. We're going to put this on there, of course, face down so it can cut. And then our other clear plate, our not cutting plate, our do not cut plate. Put that to the side. This is kind of like my diamond press marquee. It's a little workhorse. I love that thing. And it's just right there, and I use it all the time. And it's a little wider. No, it's a little wider than this. Out of all the machines that I have, and I use that little thing all the time. Love it, love it, love it. So this may be my next new favorite. All right, and when you run your dice through, it's going to crack and pop like you're breaking bones, and it's supposed to. Okay? And so, of course, when it gets to the die, it's going to be a little firmer. And then you keep going, and you run it through. And some people run it back through. Usually it's not necessary. Okay? We had a lady that that called the store, and she's like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but she said one of my plates is getting all chewed up. How do I make it stop? It's like, honey, it's supposed to. All right. Oh. Uh-oh. That didn't do so well. Let's try this again. That's not making me happy. Okay, this is actually a little thicker. So this is like an 80 pound. This is probably a 65 pound, but it should not matter. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. All right, let's try this again. Okay, well, of course it gets a little tighter when it goes over the dies. And I'm not going to run it back through because I just want to see what it's going to do. It didn't cut. Look at that. What the what, Spellbinders? Not a happy camper. I don't know why they... I mean, like I said, Denzel with Spellbinders said that they had to ship a bunch back because something was wrong with them. So they better not have let some of these squeak through. Okay, I'm going to go back through. Oops. Nope. Not cutting. All right, well, I'm going to have to check into this because that's not cool. All right, well, I will let you know when I find out. So my smile just went upside down to a frown. Not happy at all. All right. Let me see what I can find out. Okie doke. Update. So I sent an email to Spellbinders. That was this weekend sometime, Friday, I don't even know. And so I got a response today, so that was very nice. This is Monday. I did take the machine into work, and Shirley ran some dies through it, and they cut out perfect. I didn't take my dies in. I didn't think I needed to. Anyway, so she cut these little things out. It came out perfect. She said that on the retailer's website, or retailer's area, whatever, that they said a lot of people were having problems with it, but it needed to warm up, acclimate. You need to run some dice through it several times before it starts doing its job correctly. Okay. Wasn't real happy about that answer. So I'll read to you what I got from Spellbinder. So this is the problem I was having. This is the little die that was sent. This is one that Shirley cut out today. And like I said, I did these over 2 different days. Not cutting out all the way. A couple of pieces did cut out. But most of them did not. Okay. Like I said, you can't hardly poke those out. You can tell that didn't cut. So, okay. We're going to try this again, but let me tell you what the response that I received from Spellbinders, which now, if you watch my channel at all, you know I'm a Spellbinders fan. Love my other cutting machine, my Platinum 6. I love all the dies. I get the kit and caboodle every month. I love Spellbinders. Okay. All right. So let me get in here. Okay. It says, Rhonda, thank you for contacting Spellbinders and for bringing this to our attention and reviewing the information you have provided. it is evident that pressure must be applied to the machine when feeding it through. You may need to hold the top of it down for best results. If you would like to hold the side, you may want to put a mat underneath so it doesn't slide around. Because it's a manual machine, it needs to have some downward pressure applied by the user. Okay. Please note the first few cuts or embossings are tight and they have to be put, and they have to put the plates through stacked level, not crooked. Attached is also a guide that will help you break in your machine. If you have any more questions, please contact. Okay, so remind me later. Okay, so they sent me this. So seasoning of the Scout. Okay, I'm gonna see what y'all think after I get through with this. Spellbinders' all-new Platinum Scout machine has maximum power in the new compact size. Scouts come ready to use straight out of the packaging. But you may find that your Scout has a seasoning period while it adjusts to your environment. The first 5 or 10 passes through the Platinum Scout may feel tight. Mine didn't. But the Scout adjusts over time, providing perfect pressure for a lifetime of creation. Scouts are compact, but they still pack all the power of Spellbinders' award-winning Platinum Series machines. This means that you can craft on the go with the same power and reliability of the full-size machine. Scouts are ready to use straight out of the packaging. As soon as you open your Scout and start creating your full projects, you may notice the first few passes through the machine feel tight and need extra strength as they go through. This is normal and expected. The same power and strength that will make your Scout last through hundreds of cuts and embossings, hope it does more than that, is what makes it feel tight at first. Scout needs a seasoning period to adjust, but the seasoning period doesn't last long, and soon you will be die cutting with ease. Then it goes on. Like any die cutting and embossing machine, the sandwich stack needs to be relatively straight as it moves through the machine. For best results, stack the plates evenly and hold the sandwich with one hand until it's, about 1 inch through the machine. This will allow your Scout to grip properly while your plates are still aligned. Since the Scout is compact and portable, okay, that just goes on. Just bragging about how wonderful it is. Okay, so it's ready to use right out of the box, but you've got to season it. Okay, so let's try it again. I'm going to use the same die that I had all the problem with and see. And if this is the situation, it's a little disappointing that they didn't have a lot more information about this particular problem, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that had this issue, and I'm sure their relations people are getting hundreds of emails just like mine. So why not really put this out there? I mean, while you're saying, no, this is new Scout, it's wonderful, all this, but there's a few little caveats here. You need to season it, I mean, because now I have a bad taste in my mouth, and I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I'm just not real happy with it. I was so excited, excuse me, for this. Really neat, because Spellbinders, anything is wonderful. And while I'm giving you information, in their little handbook, which no one reads, but it says that if you're having trouble, then if there are incomplete cuts after die cutting, add shim F between the top platform A and B and bottom cutting plate C to increase the pressure while die cutting. I did that. And this is still what I got. So, hopefully, okay, and you're supposed to apply pressure on the top. It feels the same as I'm rolling it as it did the first time. And then Shirley said something about, was I cut it and was I rolling it with my right hand? I said yes. And she said, well, it seems like some people were having problems when they use the left. Okay. Okay. So maybe I just have to run this back and forth through here. I cut it in different places. And I've gone back and forth. Okay. I've tried different papers, different thicknesses. I've used Spellbinders paper, I've used basil, I've used a shim. So how many times are we supposed to do this for it to get acclimated? Okay. Maybe it's the dye. Let's find out. Let's see if it's the dye. Maybe that's the problem. Let's see, I have a plate right here, I'm sure. I mean, let me know your thoughts. Okay, this is my little marquee. This one doesn't matter if you go left-handed or right-handed. Well, it's not the dye. Okay. So what do y'all think? I guess maybe I'll sit here and do this another 20 times and see if it's acclimated. All right. Well, I guess thank you for watching. I don't know. I'll run this through another few times and So we're supposed to do all of this to season our little machine, and with certain papers, this is thin, this is Spellbinders paper, it won't cut still. So I have this that's chewed up. I've sat here and wasted how much time, paper, frustration, and it's still not cutting correctly. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts.